Have you ever wondered why you still feel so much, even when you've tried everything to feel nothing? Why some wounds never close, even when years pass and people say, you should be over it by now. Maybe you're tired. Not the kind of tired that sleep cures, but the kind that seeps into your bones, the kind that comes from pretending to be okay for far too long. Tired of smiling when you're cracking inside. Tired of holding it together when everything in you is begging to fall apart. Tired of acting like you're strong when all you want is to finally stop fighting. But let me ask you something. What if the fight was never against the world? What if the real war has always been inside? See, we live in a world that teaches you to escape pain, not to understand it, to numb instead of name, to run instead of reflect. And in that race, we lose something sacred. Carl Jung said, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. And that's the part no one tells you. Your pain has meaning. Your suffering has a voice. But as long as you silence it, you remain a stranger to yourself. You think you're hurt because of what someone did, because they left, because they betrayed you, because they didn't see your worth. But the truth is harsher and also more freeing. What hurts is not the act, but what it touches inside you. The old wound, the forgotten child, the silent cry that never got heard. You suffer because you resist. You cling to the image of who you should be. You fight reality. You carry stories that were never yours, but became your identity. You're too sensitive. You always overthink. You should be stronger by now. So you learned to armor up, to shrink, to stay silent. And in doing so, you abandoned the most sacred part of yourself, your truth. But let me tell you something that might feel like a betrayal to your survival instinct. You don't need to be stronger. You need to be softer with yourself, not weaker. Softer, more honest, more aware, more willing to go where it hurts, because the pain you're avoiding is the doorway to your freedom. As long as your wounds remain unseen, they will dictate your life. You will call it fate. You will call it bad luck. You will call it just how I am. But Jung made it clear. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. This is not just a quote. It's a warning and a map. Everything that triggers you is a teacher. Every breakdown is a potential breakthrough. But only if you stop running. Only if you turn inward and face what you've buried. Because becoming whole is not about fixing yourself. It's about meeting yourself. It's not about erasing the past. It's about rewriting the story you tell about it. You don't heal by forgetting. You heal by remembering. But this time, with love. So if you're still hurting, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're still alive, still feeling, still in process. It means your soul is still fighting to bring you home. And no, healing isn't linear. It's not pretty. It's not quick. It's not Instagrammable. It's messy. It's ugly cries at 2 a.m. It's facing the mirror without flinching. It's letting go of who you thought you had to be, so you can finally become who you really are. And that is not weakness. That is power. Real power doesn't come from how much you can endure without flinching. It comes from how deeply you can feel without being destroyed. It's knowing that nothing outside of you has the power to control what you've already embraced within. So if you're here, still listening, maybe it's because a part of you knows it's time. Time to stop pretending. Time to stop apologizing for your pain. Time to stop running from your own soul. This is your invitation, not to become better, but to become whole. To meet the parts of you you've hidden, rejected, feared, because only then can you stop being a prisoner of your past and become the author of your future. This is the work, this is the journey, and it begins not with a scream, but with a whisper. I'm ready to face myself.